Hey everyone, our thought for tonight is going to be coming from Luke chapter 8. So if you want to turn over there, that's where we're going to be looking. We're going to be looking at the story of Jesus healing this woman that has a bleeding problem and Jairus' daughter. For many reasons, this is one of my favorite miracle accounts. But there's something specific that I want to draw out of this tonight. So I'll start reading in verse 40. Now when Jesus returned to the crowd, they welcomed him, for they were all waiting for him. And there was a man named Jairus, who was a ruler of the synagogue, and falling at Jesus' feet, he implored him to come to his house. For he had only one daughter, about 12 years of age, and she was dying. And Jesus went. As Jesus went, the people around him pressed in on him. And there was a woman who had had a discharge of blood for 12 years. And though she had spent all her living on physicians, she could not be healed by anyone. And she came up behind him and touched the fringe of his garment, and immediately her discharge of blood ceased. And Jesus said, "Who is it that touched me?" And when all denied it, Peter said, "Master, crowds surround you and are pressing all over you." And Jesus said, "Someone touched me, for I perceive that power has gone out from me." When the woman saw that she was no longer hidden, she came trembling and falling down before him and declared in the presence of all the people why she had touched him and how she had immediately been healed. And he said to her, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace." While he was still speaking, someone came from the ruler's house and said, "Your daughter is dead. Don't trouble the teacher anymore." But Jesus, on hearing this, answered him, "Do not fear. Only believe, and she will be well." And when he came to the house, he allowed no one else to enter with him, except Peter, John, and James, and the father and mother of the child. And all were weeping and mourning for her. But he said, "Do not weep, for she's not dead, but asleep." And they laughed at him, knowing that she was dead. And taking her by the hand, he called and said, "Child, arise." And her spirit returned, and she got up at once. And as he directed something, and he directed that she should be given something to eat. And her parents were amazed, but he charged them to tell no one what had happened. In this story, you could look at Jesus and his power and his wonder and his holiness in so many different ways. But one thing that I want to pull out of this tonight, one thing that I want us to focus on, is that to Jesus, there are no lost causes. First, you have this man who's coming and his daughter is sick. He knows that she's on the brink of death, so he knows that there is hope. If Jesus could just get to her, if he could just see her, touch her, do his thing that he does that we don't understand, but he could do it, then she'll be fine. And on the way, they come into contact with this woman who for 12 years has been medically ill. She's had this blood discharge. She's been sick. And it says that she spent her whole life savings on doctors who, you know that every doctor in the area probably knew that woman. Everyone who claimed that they could heal her was ready to take her money. But at this point, after 12 years, this woman was a lost cause. There was nothing more that could be done. They've done everything in their power to try and make her well, and nothing would work. So naturally, nothing could possibly ever work. Or at least that's what they thought. You see, she comes into contact with Jesus, and she touches him, just barely glances him, touches his garment, and immediately she's healed. This total and complete lost cause, according to all the physicians, someone who would never be well again, who for 12 years was afflicted with pain and suffering, and there's a whole lot of social anxiety that goes along with the condition that she had. She wasn't able to go to the temple. She wasn't able to interact with people in a normal way because she was considered unclean. And this woman touches him and is totally and completely made well. This lost cause, rejected by society, turned away by physicians, though they took her money, she's totally and completely healed on the spot. And then you keep going, and you run into, we find out that the daughter has in fact died. And Jesus says, "It's okay, don't worry about it, we're going to keep going." And when he gets there, he tells the people that this girl is asleep. Now, they may not have had a lot of medical technology back then. They knew a dead person when they saw it. It says here that they laughed at him because they knew that she was dead. She was long gone. She was a lost cause. There was nothing that anyone could possibly do for her. We understand, we have the knowledge, and we know that that person is dead, and dead people don't come back. But Jesus goes to her and talks to her, speaks to her, saying, "Get up, little girl." And she comes up. To Jesus, not even a dead person is a lost cause. And a lot of times, the reason that we feel like people are lost causes, it could be anything. It could be their mental state. It could be some disease they have. It could be some emotional or mental thing they have going on. And we could write them off saying, "I see no way possible that this person could be made well or made whole again." But that's the thing. There are no lost causes to Jesus. None. Whether you've been suffering for 12 years or whether you are literally a corpse, you are not a lost cause. Jesus can save you. Jesus can redeem you, and He can make more of any situation that we feel like is totally done. When we feel like the final pages have finished, we have shut the book on that person's life, we've written them off, we've said there's nothing more we can do, Jesus can still come and save them. Jesus can still come and save you. Maybe you feel like you're a lost cause. Maybe you feel like there's nothing that anyone could possibly do. You've thought through all your options and you are totally blank. You're dumbfounded. You are left. You have no idea what to do. And you just assume you're just going to have to live the rest of your life the way that you have, or continue being in the state that you're in. I want to tell you that you are not a lost cause. Jesus can and wants to and is able to save you. So tonight, as you're listening to this, I want you to reflect on this. Realize that no matter how far gone you are, no matter how far gone someone you know is, someone you love, someone that you even dislike, no matter how far gone you think they are, there is no such thing as a lost cause. If you want to become a Christian, just send us a call, send us an email. We have keys to this church building. It's not like it's only open on Sundays and Wednesdays. We can get over here. We can get you baptized. We can do whatever you need to do. So reach out to us, send us an email, call one of the elders, text me or Ryan, anything you want to do. If you feel like you are a lost cause, let us show you that you're not. If you feel like you are at your wit's end, let us show you that there is someone who is smarter than all of us. There is a wise healer that is above and thinks in ways that totally blow our minds. You are not out of options. You are not a lost cause. Jesus loves you, and He's fully able to save you. We can't wait to see you again, and just remember, you are never totally gone.